welcome back to Flex Yoga. My name is Daphna. Today we are getting into a really fun full body flow. So this class is a little bit spicier. We are working into some kind of deeper and more challenging holds and postures. So I recommend having a block handy by your side. I will be demonstrating the majority of the class with the block for the postures that the block could be handy for. But if you don't have a block and you're kind of familiar with the yoga practice and you feel relatively confident on your mat, then you don't necessarily need it and you are good to go. So I will be starting with the block in Virasana, or sitting on the shins. You can place that block between your ankles and sit back onto it. So the hands can go ahead and just rest over your legs. Take a moment, close down the eyes here. We'll start with a couple of cleansing breaths. So let's go ahead and take a nice big inhale from the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. A deep breath in. Big sigh out. And again, an inhale. And an exhale. Go ahead and seal off the lips. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. Allow the body to get warmed up here through your breath. Feel the way that the inhale rises up to the crown of the head, and the way that the exhale settles into the sits bones. Just allow your whole entire body to settle into the present moment, arrive onto the mat and into your practice. And set aside whatever happened up until this point in your day, giving yourself full permission to be as you are, where you are. Slowly with your next inhale, begin to reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands behind you to interlace the fingers behind the back. We'll take an inhale to really squeeze through the palms as you reach the arms away from the spine. Try to keep your spine relatively neutral here, and you can keep your eyes shut or open, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Slowly bring those fists over to the left rib cage. Squeeze the left elbow in and then drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Let's breathe into the right side of the neck here. Take a nice big inhale. And a big exhale. A big breath in and a big breath out. Really good. Just once more, another inhale and an exhale. With your next inhale, pull your chin towards your chest as you stretch the arms behind you, and then lift the head back up to neutral and bring the fists over to the right rib cage. Squeeze the right elbow in towards the midline and drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Breathing into the left side of the neck here. Let's take a big breath in, big breath out. Another big breath in, big breath out. And again, another inhale and exhale. Slowly pull your chin to your chest. Stretch the arms all the way back behind you, and we'll inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, place the palms of your hands down on the ground. Lift your hips off of your heels. Let's walk the knees a couple of steps back, and we'll go ahead and place that block just kind of to the side here for a moment. Roll out your ankles. Lift your feet. Roll your ankles in one direction. And then roll your ankles in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Rest your feet back down, only tuck all 10 toes under here, and sit the hips back onto your heels. So this is gonna feel quite intense for the soles of the feet. Bear with me, we're only here for a few breaths. With your inhale, stretch the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, and turn the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling. With your inhale, arch into the spine as you lift your chest, push the palms back. Exhale, round into the spine as you tuck your chin in and press the palms forward. Just 2 more times. Inhale, lift the chest as you push the palms up and back. Exhale, round through the spine, press the palms forward. And just once more, inhale, and exhale. Good. Into a neutral spine, inhale. Exhale, release the hands back onto the ground, untuck the toes, and just kind of tap the backs of the feet on the ground here, sending some blood back into the toes. Really good. The palms of the hands stay underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Extend the right leg all the way back and tuck those toes under. We'll take a few rocks forward and back to kind of stretch out through the Achilles heel and through the calf. We'll take a big breath in and a big breath out. Really good. Slowly come back through center and lift the right leg. Point those right toes, bend into the right knee. Tiger kick, inhale, drop belly, lift tail, lift gaze as you kick the right foot up. Exhale, round into the spine as you squeeze the knee into your nose. Let's repeat that 2 more times. With your inhale, the foot kicks up as you drop the belly and lift your gaze. Exhale, round the knee to your nose. And once more, inhale, kick up, look up. Exhale, knee to nose. With your next inhale, kick the leg all the way back. Slowly draw a rainbow with the right leg in a diagonal from the left knee. Look over your left shoulder to find that right foot. And then start to kick through the right foot as you shrug the right shoulder into the right ear. Keep looking over your left shoulder. So I want you to find that right foot behind your left shoulder and behind your left hip. You should feel a really nice gentle stretch through the right side of your body. You might even feel a nice little stretch in that left hip. We'll take a deep breath in and a big breath out. Beautiful. Back through center as you inhale, float the right foot off of the ground. Exhale, squeeze the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale to extend the leg behind you. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the right elbow. Inhale to extend that leg behind you. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the elbow and step the foot outside of the hand. If the ground feels far away, grab a block and place it on the inside of that right foot. Baby side angle. The left foot will swivel over towards the right, coming to the right long edge of the mat here. Inhale, circle your left hand all the way up and overhead. Exhale, wrap your left hand around the lower back and breathe here for another 3. Try to send a little bit more weight forward into that right hip and use the right elbow to kind of push into the knee. Try to look over your left shoulder here as you open your chest. Try to extend the crown of the head towards the front of the room. Let's take one more big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Inhale, reach your left hand back up. Exhale, plant the palm of the left hand on the ground and swivel the left foot back to neutral. You can set that block aside here for a moment. Easy twist. Inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, wrap your right hand around the lower back. And we'll breathe here into that spinal twist for another 3. Another 2. And we'll take one more big breath in. Inhale, reach your right arm all the way up. Exhale, palm of the right hand comes down. Tuck your left toes under, lift the left knee, and step it to the front of the mat. The feet are at hips distance at the front of the mat. Let's take an inhale, hands to come to shins. Find a long spine as you kind of look forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Roll up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time. Nice and slow, control that movement. And then roll your shoulders back and down once you come all the way up to standing. Step your feet close together. Chair pose. Inhale, sit low as the arms stretch all the way up overhead. Try to bring the palms of the hands together as you take an inhale. Tilt your gaze up to your thumbs. Exhale, back bend as you stretch the fingertips back behind you. We'll take another 2. Try to sit your hips a little lower. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, unravel into a forward fold. Gently release upper body to lower body. With your next inhale, hands come to the shins, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms of your hands, and we'll step back into a high plank. Hold your high plank here. And as you exhale, gently rest your knees down at the ground. Try to keep a kind of slope shape with the body here. Slowly start to arch into the spine. Lower your chest and chin to the ground, Ashtanga Namaskar, so the hips stay lifted here. With your next inhale, slither forward and through for your Cobra pose. Exhale, lower the chest and push back for a child's pose. Lower the hips towards the heels and rest your forehead to the mat. Keep the arms active so the elbows stay lifted from the ground. Let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. A big breath in and a big breath out. Roll up into a tabletop. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, extend the left leg back, tuck your left toes under, and we'll just rock the weight forward and back, feeling a nice stretch into that left Achilles heel, noticing the opening in that in the calf and in the lower part of the leg. Really good. Come back through center, float the foot from the ground, point the left toes. Bend into the knee, tiger kick. Inhale, kick the foot up as you arch into the spine. Exhale, round and curl the knee to your nose. 2 more. Inhale, kick the foot up as you arch into the spine. Exhale, knee to nose. And inhale, kick the foot up to arch in the spine. Exhale, knee to nose. Really good. With your next inhale, extend the leg back, flex the foot. Rainbow the foot over in a diagonal from the right knee to set the left toes at the back right edge of the mat. Look over your right shoulder and start to shrug your left shoulder into your left ear as you press back with the left heel. Feel a really nice stretch through the left side of the body, left side of the waist. We'll take a big breath in and a big breath out. Another big breath in, big breath out. Good. Back through center, lift your left leg, inhale. Exhale, crunch the left knee to the left elbow. Inhale to extend that leg back. Exhale, crunch knee to elbow. 1 more time, inhale to extend that leg back. Exhale, crunch knee to elbow and step the foot outside of the left hand. Really good. So if you used a block on that first side, go ahead and grab the block and place it on the inside of the left foot. The right leg will swivel over to the left long edge of the mat. Inhale, reach the right arm all the way up. Exhale, wrap the right hand around the lower back. As you breathe here, really try to open the chest up towards the ceiling and try to send a little bit more weight into the left foot. Crown of the head extends forward. We'll take another 2. Good. 1 more big breath in. Inhale, unravel right arm, stretch it up. Exhale, plant the palm of the right hand back down. Swivel the right foot into neutral. You can set that block aside here for a moment. Inhale, stretch your left arm up into a twist. Exhale, wrap your left hand around the lower back. As you peek over the left shoulder, let's take just another 2. Really nice. Let's take 1 more big breath in. Beautiful. Inhale, stretch your left hand up. Exhale, plant the hand back down. Tuck your back toes under to lift the back knee and step the foot forward. Feet are wide. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, fold yourself forward. Roll up to standing, nice and slow. Really allow yourself to slow that down. Roll the shoulders back and down once you come up to standing and step the feet together. Chair pose, sit the hips low, inhale, stretch the arms up high. Palms of the hands come to touch and try to tilt your gaze up to look at the thumbs. Start to take a standing back bend here. Keep the bend in the knees deep like you did the first time. Reach back as you breathe here for 3. Try to sit the hips a little lower. Breathe here for 2. Hips low, reach back. 1 more inhale. Exhale, unravel the spine into a forward fold. Try to hug your legs with your arms as you pull your chest to your thighs. We'll take an inhale in that fold and an exhale. Hands to the ground, step back, meet in high plank. Hold your high plank for a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your knees to the ground, taking that same Ashtanga Namaskar again. So you'll start to arch into the spine already, and then lower your chest and your chin to the mat. Inhale for your cobra pose as you slither forward and through. Really peel your chest open. Exhale, child's pose. Send your hips back and down. Keep the elbows lifted here. You'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, walk your hands over towards the left. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, walk your hands through center. Exhale, walk your hands over towards the right. Inhale here. And stay for the exhale. Inhale, walk your hands through center. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move through your tabletop, tuck your toes under, and send your hips up towards the ceiling. Really good. Moving into our second and final sequence in today's practice. Let's inhale to stretch the right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, find a little bend in the knee and start to take circles with that right hip, moving the knee in one direction at first. And then in the opposite direction. Good. Extend the leg back to the ceiling as you inhale. Exhale, crunch right knee to right elbow. Inhale to extend the leg back up. Exhale, crunch right knee to right elbow. Inhale to extend it back up. Exhale, crunch knee to elbow and step the foot between your hands here. Drop the back heel down for extended side angle. Let's go ahead and grab the block if we feel like we need it, placing it on the inside of the foot. Either the block or the hand comes to the inside of the foot. Inhale, circle your left hand all the way up and then wrap that left hand around the lower back. You can stay here in this half bind, or you can explore a full bind by threading right arm underneath the right leg and trying to grab the left hand with the right palm. We'll breathe here another 2. Really good. Stay open in the chest, active in the legs. Let's take 1 more big breath in, big breath out. Good. Gently unravel any kind of bind that you have found here, and we're making our way into our revolved half moon. So your left hand will come down, come to the ball of the left foot, and take a step forward with or without that block on whichever level feels accessible to you. Shift the weight into the right foot and lift your left foot from the ground. Swing that right arm up towards the ceiling. Revolved half moon, take 3. A long line from crown of head to heel, 2. Twist from the rib cage. 1 more inhale. Exhale, standing split. That right hand will come down to grab a hold of the right ankle, fold over the right leg as you extend those left toes as high up to the ceiling as you can. We'll take just another 2. 1 more big breath in. And exhale, step the left foot as far back on the mat as you can, setting up for your high crescent lunge. Slowly float your hands all the way up to the ceiling. Let's take a big breath in here. Big breath out. Good. Bring the palms of the hands together, bend the elbows to bring the thumbs to the nape of the neck, and open through the chest here. Bend a little deeper into the knee to encourage the opening to happen at the top of the spine. Let's take a big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, pyramid fold as you fold over the right leg. Option to use that block in front of the right foot for support. We'll take just another 2. Really good. Let's take one more big breath in. Big breath out. Good. If your hands are on that block, gently rest them down onto the ground. We're pressing into the hands, 3-legged dog, right leg will sweep up and back as we take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knee to open the hip, stack right hip over the left. Look forward, imagine that you're coming into a plank, stack shoulders over wrists. Wild thing, right foot will step behind the left as you open and spin your chest to the ceiling. Let's breathe here for another 3. Another 2. Good, one more big breath in. Exhale, sit the hips down so you're looking at the back of the mat here. Now, you likely came slightly off of your mat, so just scoot yourself back onto the mat here. We're coming into a half hero pose. The right foot will take a step to the right, and then that right knee will drop to the left knee. You wanna make sure that you're coming to the back of the right foot so that you're not on the inside of the foot. That can feel really, really crunchy in the knee. This is going to be a nice stretch for the ankle, as well as for the knee and that right quad. If this feels really intense, grab that block that you have by your side and slide it underneath your seat. And that will create a little bit more support in this shape and it won't feel nearly as intense. Let's take an inhale, stretch the arms all the way up overhead. And as we exhale, place your hands behind your back. If you have the block, I wouldn't recommend going further than keeping the palms on the ground. If you don't have the block and you want to explore coming down to the forearms and maybe even coming all the way down onto your back and grabbing opposite elbows, feel free to explore that. If you do have a block underneath your bum, then just work on puffing the chest up towards the ceiling and maybe stretching your chin to the space behind you. Let's take another 2. One more big breath in. Good. Slowly, slowly make your way back up into a seat. Try to bring your head up last. And then we'll take an inhale as we stretch the arms up overhead again. Exhale to fold forward and over your legs. Regardless of if you have a block or some kind of support underneath your seat, try to fold as far forward as you can with as long of a spine as you can. And we're here for just another 2. One more big breath in. So good. With your next inhale, come all the way back up into a seat. If you have a block underneath your bum, you can keep it there. We're turning the knee up towards the ceiling to set the sole of the foot down to the inside of the left leg, coming out the same way we came in, okay? The left hand will come behind you, facing the front of the mat. Drop the outer edge of the left foot to the ground and lift your hips through that wild thing. Unravel yourself and make your way back into a down dog. If you have a block just underneath your body, just go ahead and set it aside here. Let's rinse it out with one vinyasa here. With your inhale, ripple forward through your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, the elbows bend to frame the ribs. Roll over the toes as you inhale for your upward facing dog. And exhale to send it up and back into downward dog. Really, really good. Let's take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. Left leg rises, inhale. Exhale, find a bend in the knee and roll the knee around in one direction. And then in the opposite direction. Inhale to straighten the left leg up. Exhale, tap left knee to left elbow. Inhale, straighten that left leg up. Exhale, tap left knee, left elbow. Inhale, straighten that left leg up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, and step the foot between your hands. Side angle, that right heel comes down, left hand can come to the inside of the left foot, on or off a block. Inhale, circle that right arm overhead. Exhale for a half bind. If you took the full bind, your left hand will thread underneath the left leg to grab the right hand and breathe for another 3. Keep the chest lifted, extend the crown of your head forward for 2. Really try to work into opening through the chest here. Keep the legs active. Let's take one more inhale and an exhale. Look down to the ground. If you have that full bind or any bind, release it. Roll to the ball of the right foot, revolved half moon. We'll take a step forward with or without the block in a diagonal from that left big toe. Shift the weight into the left foot, float the right foot off of the ground. Left hand will reach up to the ceiling. Breathe here, another 3. Crown of the head and heel are in a long line. Breathe here for 2. Find the rotation from the rib cage. One more inhale. Exhale, standing split. Left hand comes to the left ankle, and we'll kick and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling as we breathe here. Another 2. Breathe here, another inhale. And as you exhale, slowly step that right foot as far back as you can on the mat. To make your way into high crescent lunge, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Really good. Nice deep bend in that left knee. We're almost done here. You're doing incredible. Let's take an inhale and an exhale. Palms of the hands come together. Bend the elbows, bring the thumbs to the nape of the neck, and start to pull the elbows up to the ceiling. Keep a nice deep bend in that left knee. We'll take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, straighten the leg and reach the arms up. Exhale, pyramid fold as the arms slowly come all the way down. Again, if you used a block on the first side, you can use it here as well for support. We'll take an inhale to find a long spine. Exhale, fold over the left leg, and we'll breathe here for just another 2. Deep breath in. With your next inhale, let's find a half lift. Set that block aside if you're using it. Palms of the hands press into the ground, 3-legged dog. Left leg will sweep up and back. Exhale, bend the knee to stack that left hip over the right. Setting up for Wild Thing, shift your weight forward to stack shoulders over wrists, and then step your left foot behind you and spin the chest up to the ceiling. Let's breathe here for 3. Another 2. One more inhale. Exhale, sit the bum all the way down here. Really, really nice. Good. Once again, coming into that half hero. So left foot takes a step to the left. Left knee comes down towards the right knee. And again, you're coming to the back of that left foot, so the toenail side of the foot is on the ground. And if you did it on the first side, then go ahead and grab a block and slide it underneath that right sit bone. Coming into that half hero. Right leg stays active, flex through the foot. Inhale, stretch arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands behind you, place the palms of the hands on the ground behind the back. Again, if you don't have a block and you did it last time, you have the option of lowering to the forearms or lowering entirely on your back with the option of grabbing opposite elbows. Or you can stay here if you have the block, work on lifting your chest and extending the chin to the space behind you. And we'll take a big breath in, big breath out. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly make your way back up into a seat. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold as far forward as is available to you here. We're here breathing for another 2. Really nice. Let's take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Good. Inhale, cut back into a seat. If you have the block under you, no need to worry about it right now. The palm of the right hand will come behind you. Make your way through that wild thing. So actually, before you rest your right hand, let's lift the left knee to step the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right thigh. Now the right hand comes behind you, fingers face towards the front of the mat. Drop to the knife edge of the right foot, lift your hips, and then unravel yourself into a downward dog. If you have that block underneath you, just go ahead and set it aside. Really good. Take a big breath in, your down dog, and a big breath out. Awesome. So to finish up here, we are taking handstand switches to the front of the mat. I know that sounds a little daunting. It doesn't have to be so crazy. So the left leg is going to be the one that starts lifted because we're kicking up with the right foot first. We're taking 2 hops for each leg. And so what that means is as you hop up, you're going to kick and switch the legs. So it can be something as small as this, taking kind of like tiny little hops, or if you're feeling a little bit more confident in your handstands, then it can be bigger hops. The goal though is to land with the opposite leg. So the right foot is the one that's on the ground right now, right? And I'm landing with my left foot so that I can hop with my left foot and land with my right foot. And then I have those 2 last ones, hop up with the right, land with the left, and then just one more, hop up with the left and land with the right at the front of the mat. So I'll repeat that whole thing just in case you want me to kind of do that with you. Again, the left leg is the one that starts lifted, and we hop up to land with the left leg, hop up, land with the right leg, hop up, land with the left leg, hop up, land with the right leg. Both feet come to the front of the mat. Grab a hold of your ankles. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Stay in the fold. Let's take an inhale. Really good. Now slowly keep the feet flat on the ground as much as you can and keep belly and thighs in connection as you bend your knees and slowly lower your hips down to the heels to give yourself a nice big squeeze here. Again, we're trying to keep the heels flat on the ground. It's okay if they lift. Just give yourself a nice big squeeze as you take a big breath in. And as you exhale, sit the bum down onto the ground. Really, really good job. Beautiful. It's been a fiery and intense practice, so give yourself some credit where it's due. We are at the kind of final push here. We're coming into upwards stretching pose. So come onto your tippy toes here. It's very similar to boat pose, only with the holding of the legs. So you have a couple of options here. Option 2, grab your ankles, or option to grab your heels. Grabbing your heels is going to be a lot more intense. So I suggest if this is your first time practicing this posture, grab a hold of your ankles. Now slowly shift the weight into the sits bones. Your feet are floating from the ground, and we'll work into extending the legs nice and slow. Once you have the extension of the legs, press your chest up towards your thighs as you breathe here for 3. Try to find your balance here. Even if you're kind of like rocking towards your back, really try to work on pulling your chest up. That's what's really gonna help you find your balance here. The more you round your spine, the more likely it is that you're going to roll back onto your back. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, come into low boat. So the legs extend forward and you're coming to the lower back as you breathe here for 3. Good. Breathe here for 2. And one more inhale. Exhale, let's squeeze the knees into the chest. Really, really nice. Gentle rock from side to side. Massage the lower back here. And we'll take a big breath in and a big breath out. So good. Let's finish up with some happy baby. Reach through the inner edges of the thighs to grab the outer edges of the feet with your hands. Keep the knees bent as you kick the feet to look up to the ceiling, and find a gentle rock from side to side. And breathe here. Maybe allow your eyes to start to get soft. Really allow the mat to be supportive of the body and of your spine. Let's take another inhale right where we are, and another exhale out. Slowly pull the heels to the glutes and squeeze the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug here, and then release the legs all the way down for your Shavasana. Just allow the mat to support your body here. We'll take a cleansing breath as we inhale through the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. Allow the breath to become effortless. And notice if in this moment you can become so still and so silent that you can feel or maybe even hear the beating and the pulsing of the heart in the chest. Allow that to serve as a reminder of all the life and all of the heart that you have within you, all of the effort that you have spilled onto the mat, and the commitment that you've given yourself, that you've made to yourself. This practice might be visually pleasing, aesthetically appealing, but ultimately what is the greatest lesson is the moments that we have in Shavasana, where we are able to kind of soak up every last bit of effort and every last bit of satisfaction of having connected to ourselves, of having connected to our breath. Don't take that for granted, and really allow yourself to soak up every last bit of effort that you poured onto the mat today and that you poured into yourself, really. With your next inhale, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes and take a nice big stretch as the arms reach back. Bend the knees to pull them in towards the body, and then roll over one side into a fetal position. Just allowing yourself a moment to transition between final resting pose and the rest of your day. And when you feel like you're ready, let's slowly make our way into a comfortable seat. Collect the palms together at your heart as you take one final cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale the thumbs to your third eye, recognizing mind, intellect, intuition. Exhale, bow the chin to the chest, recognizing light, life, and love within. Thank you so much for taking the time to move your body and to connect with yourself. Mostly thank you for trusting me and guiding you through that. It was an absolute pleasure practicing alongside you. So I really hope that you enjoyed this practice and that you feel rejuvenated, refreshed, and kind of fulfilled from having connected to yourself in such a way. So if you did enjoy the class, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe even share it with a friend or a loved one. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.